You need to watch this if you struggle with recovery. Welcome to Flex Fusion, where science meets strength. From muscle-building hacks to body-boosting facts, we break down the real truth behind fitness, health, and performance. Let's fuse knowledge with power. You know the grind, you hit the gym, you push yourself, you leave it all on the floor. And then what? You gotta recover. They say it's just as important as the workout itself, right? But no one tells you how brutal it can be. Me? I like to push the limits, test my boundaries. So I said bring on the pain. I decided to try the world's most painful recovery routine. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters, it nearly broke me. First up, deep tissue massage. Now I love a good massage as much as the next guy. But this wasn't your mama's back rub. This was the real deal. Imagine someone digging their elbows into your muscle knots like they're prospecting for gold. I'm talking about digging deep, finding those knots you didn't even know you had, and working them out with the force of 1,000 suns. It was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. There were moments when I thought I was gonna tap out. But I dug deep, gritted my teeth and pushed through it. And you know what? I'm glad I did. Because when it was over, I felt different. Looser, yeah. But also like I'd just gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson and lived to tell the tale. I was sore, bruised, maybe even a little violated, but I felt alive. Next up, the ice bath. Now, I've done ice baths before. I'm no stranger to a little cold therapy. But this was different. This was 3 minutes at a bone-chilling 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, just when you think you can't take it anymore, you jump into a scalding hot tub. And then, because some sadist decided this was a good idea, it's back to the ice. They call it contrast therapy. I call it emotional damage. Seriously, the first time that icy water hit my skin, my body went into shock, my breath caught in my chest, my heart started pounding, and my whole body screamed at me to get out, but I stayed in. I took deep breaths, I focused on my breathing, and I embraced the suck. And you know what? It worked. After a few rounds of this ice fire torture, I felt amazing. My muscles felt loose, my mind felt clear, and I felt like I could run through a brick wall. Now let's talk about dry needling. Imagine acupuncture, but instead of zen and relaxation, it's like someone's electrocuting your muscles. They find your trigger points, stick you with these thin needles, and then zap. Your muscle jumps like it's got a life of its own. I ain't gonna lie, the first time it happened, I nearly jumped out of my skin. It felt so weird, like this twitchy electric shock going straight through my muscle. But here's the thing, it worked. Those tight, knotted up muscles that had been plaguing me for weeks, gone. It was like they'd been magically released. Chapter 4. Cupping Octopus Attack. Next up we got cupping. Now, I'd heard stories about cupping. I'd seen the pictures of athletes walking around with these giant red circles on their backs. But nothing could have prepared me for the real thing. They put these glass cups on your skin, heat them up, and then as the air cools, it creates this suction that pulls your skin up and draws blood to the surface. It feels weird, like a cross between a massage and being attacked by an octopus. And the after effects, let's just say I looked like I'd gone a few rounds with a giant squid. But you know what? My blood flow felt amazing. And the marks? They faded after a few days. It's all part of the process, right? Chapter 5. Assisted stretching. Not so chill now. Assisted stretching. Sounds pretty harmless, right? Wrong. Imagine someone taking your limbs and bending them in ways you didn't even think were possible. It's like yoga on steroids, with a side of, oh my god, my muscles are screaming. They combine this with fascia scraping, which is basically like using a tool to break up all the scar tissue in your muscles. It hurts bad. But afterwards, I felt like a new man. My flexibility was through the roof and my range of motion was incredible. Chapter 6. The results, worth the pain. So after all that pain, all that suffering, was it worth it? Let me tell you something, the results speak for themselves. My flexibility improved dramatically, my muscles recovered faster than ever before. I was sleeping deeper, waking up feeling more refreshed. I was even hitting new PRs in the gym. But more importantly, I felt unbreakable. Like I could conquer anything. Because I'd faced my fears, I'd pushed through the pain, and I'd come out the other side stronger than ever. Outro pain is temporary, gains are forever. So if you're out there pushing yourself to the limit, chasing your dreams, remember this, recovery is non-negotiable. But don't expect it to be easy. Don't expect candles and zen music and gentle massages. Real recovery, the kind that gets you back in the game stronger than ever, that's gonna hurt. But embrace the pain, embrace the suck. Because it's in those moments of discomfort, those moments when you want to quit, that you find your true strength. So get out there, push yourself, and then recover like your life depends on it. Because it does. Subscribe for more insane challenges.